Hi everybody, it's Kayla, and welcome back to Speed Build Sunday. So today, my friends, I want to issue a formal apology because this house is something else. This is my clown house. Now, I spent so much time on this house. Too much time. Like, we're talking like 4.5 hours on the actual recording, but there are some parts that I didn't record, and there are also like a lot of time that I spent like fooling around trying to get an idea and then bulldoze and stuff like that. So we're talking like probably around 5+ hours on this clown house. Now, again, was it worth it? Probably not. It's really weird looking, but like in a good way. It's hard to explain. I think you'll enjoy watching it though, because the inside is so much fun. There's so many weird rooms and things. I posted a cast video yesterday of the clowns that live here if you want to get a feel for what the bedrooms are supposed to be and stuff like that, because it makes a little bit more sense that way. Although I will explain a little bit, because it's this granny clown and her husband who are very classic traditional clowns, you know, very strict, and then they have their family of clowns living with them, which is their daughter, their daughter's wife, their son, and their 2 grandkids, and also their dog Bobo. It's a really great family. There's a lot of interesting dynamics, such as the fact that the wife comes from a family of hot dogs, and so obviously these very strict, conservative clown grandparents are not happy about this whole clown situation with a hot dog. Like, obviously clowns and hot dogs don't mix. I'm sorry. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. I was also trying very hard to be very weird about the color scheme on the outside, and it was very, very difficult for me to do, because obviously, like, the shape of this house is super strange, which, I mean, we Ben knew. I feel like this is the kind of house, though, that, like, as long as you change the color scheme, like, if you made it so that the windows were all white instead of, like, crazy green colors, and then the columns weren't all random colors and stuff like that, and it wasn't, like, bright yellow, this house could be really, really pretty. And so I'm probably going to do a fixer-upper of it where I fix it and then make it into a normal house, because I think that's really interesting seeming. I might do that this week on Wednesday. I hate to like drag out the clown house content, but like I would like to renovate this house, because realistically, like, the shape of it doesn't need to be changed. It's just that like the color scheme and the landscaping and the interior is all a lot. But if you want to renovate the clown house, it's on my gallery. My origin ID is lilsimsie. Feel free to fix it. I'd love to see your clown house fixings. That's always fun. I look at the hashtag #lilsimsie on the gallery a lot if you want to show me things, because oftentimes, like, you'll build a house, but you aren't making it for fixer-upper, because obviously I check the hashtag #fixmelilsimsie on the gallery, but that's more for, like, houses you intend for me to fix up, so they aren't always, like, good. I mean, they're really good because they're so detailed and stuff, but like they aren't always like, you know, your classic suburban that you were really proud of, or like your really cool Victorian mansion you made. But hashtag #lilsimsie for like any Sims you've got, you know, any mansions you've got. I like to look at those builds. I just think it's fun to like give you guys some credit, because you're all really talented. So anyway, if you want to fix this and show me, feel free, tweet me pics and stuff. I'm curious. But again, the color scheme, it's interesting, to say the least. I'm pretty sure that blue ends up staying, which, you know, it was like a red, blue, and yellow kind of color scheme on the outside, because, you know, primary colors, clowns, I think that makes sense. There's also, like, a full-on hedge maze in the backyard with a ball pit at the center, so that was fun to make. I don't know, the backyard is very weird. I was trying to use objects that I never use, because there are a lot of things that, like, even in kids' rooms, because we have those objects from toddler stuff with, like, the balloons and that fancy balloon light and all those things, and, like, obviously we have them in the game and I probably could and should be using them, but just the style of furnishing that I do doesn't really let me use a lot of those weird objects. So especially toddler stuff. I ended up using that really cool like tent thing from that. I used the toddler stuff, I forgot the word for rug. I used the toddler stuff rug in the backyard. I used a ton of gnomes in the backyard. Like, when else do you get a chance to do these things except in a clown house? There's a hall of mirrors upstairs. I made it so the rooms were all really tiny, because I liked the idea of like really small rooms and like a bunch of different weird rooms. So upstairs there's a single wide tile hallway. It's kind of windy, and every single tile on the wall is filled with a mirror, because like hall of mirrors. It was so good. Like, I'm a genius, basically. There's also like a clown shrine in the hallway. I can't wait till I start furnishing this so I can sort of talk more about my plans there, but like I did some weird things with the furniture and I was really proud of myself, I'm not gonna lie. I also want to issue a formal apology because I intended to do face cam for this video because it was like a special one, sort of. It's not just your like run-of-the-mill speed build, okay, this is a clown house, but I couldn't fall asleep until like 4 a.m. last night, and then I had to wake up at 7:30 to finish this and go meet my mom today, so like We're not yeah, there's no face cam on this video. It's currently 9:14 a.m., which isn't that bad, but like I just took a shower, so like my hair's all wet, you know, my eyebrows aren't on, and like trust me, I don't even care. Like I'll come on camera like this. It's just that like for some reason I feel comfortable streaming like this, but I wouldn't make a YouTube video like this, which is interesting because I don't know what, isn't it worse with the stream because there's people there, like, live watching you? But also, granted, the stream's gonna be seen by, like, a few hundred people, at least live, and then the VOD will get more views. But, like, this video, I know will get seen by, like, a few thousand people, which is seemingly worse for some reason in my mind, but probably isn't actually that big of a deal. I just like to make it out to be one, so... Oopsies. I don't know why. I used to be very self-conscious about my face cam stuff on YouTube, which, I mean... I don't know, I think everybody's a little bit self-conscious showing their face on the internet, obviously, and, like, putting themselves out there in that way. But, like, we're talking, like, a couple years ago, like 3.5 years ago at this point. But I did a face reveal for 1,000 subscribers, and I remember being this is in, like, December or January of 2016. Oh, wow. But I was so scared to post that video. I was, like, convinced that everybody would unsubscribe when they saw my face, and I was so self-conscious and bad at, like, talking on camera, and I looked dumb, and my eyebrows were bad. Don't pluck your eyebrows, kids. And it just, that video, it's private now because it's shameful. But, like, I remember when I posted that, I was, like, sitting there, I had uploaded it, and I was hovering over, like, public, you know, to, like, save changes, make it public, and I was, like, shaking because I was so nervous about it. And it makes me feel dumb looking back on that and, like, thinking about how scared I was because now I do face cam videos, like, every single day. And I don't even care what I look like in them most of the time, which is really cool for my confidence level, to be honest, because, like, I don't know why. It's a weird thing about all this stuff because sometimes, oh, we're getting deep here today, ladies, but, like, I don't really care what I look like. I mean, I do feel self-conscious all the time, like, obviously, but, like, I don't really care about most, like, traditional, like, girly appearance sort of things. Like, I never do my hair. I don't really wear any makeup. I wear like, mascara and my eyebrows on, but, like, I don't really wear any makeup. I don't really wear, like, girly clothes that much. I mean, I wear, like, sweaters, but, like, sweaters and jeans, you know? And I wear, like, exclusively Converse. Like, I don't really care about most of that stuff, and sometimes I feel weird. Like, it depends on who I'm around, to be honest, because sometimes, like, when you're with friends that are all, like, super into makeup, and you're, like, going to somewhere, and they're all putting on their dresses, and they're doing all their makeup all fancy, and you're like, I feel kind of self-conscious right now about my inability to do all of these things. But, like, realistically, that's the only time I ever feel self-conscious about my appearance, unless it's just, like, a bad day, and you're just feeling bad. Because sometimes you just feel bad, but, like, most of the time I don't really care what I look like, is my moral of the story here. And I think that has a lot to do with YouTube and stuff, and making myself feel more comfortable in my own skin, because I do face cam videos so often, which is a really cool thing. I don't know. Thank you guys for somehow making me feel more confident. I still like to check the comments, but... you know, like when I first started doing face cam videos more regularly, I went in, because I can block words in my comments, and so if you use one of those, like, blocked words, it'll automatically go picked up, and then we'll, like, go to a, like, hide and hold for review comment section that won't be publicly in my comments. So a lot of, like, bad words are there, obviously, but also there's a lot of things that I'm insecure about. Like, I specifically put in, like, a bunch of things that I know I'm insecure about myself, and so that way I wouldn't see any comments about them. So when I started doing face cam videos, like, I wouldn't, like, check the comments and then have someone point out some deep insecurity of mine, and then I would freak out, and no one wants that. So I blocked all the words, except now I can go into that hold for review section and review those comments and publish them if I wanted to, but obviously I don't want to go in there because it's just bad. And sometimes you go in there and it's a mistake every single time, because on my own videos, whenever I click on them, it says, like, there are comments waiting review, and so it's, like, tempting you to click on it, but then you click on that, and then you go down the rabbit hole and get into, like, because you can check, like, total comments for review. You can do it by video, or, like, just, like, inside of the garbage dump that is the review pile and look at them all, and it's really bad. It makes me feel very bad. Usually I don't really care about comments either at this point, but sometimes there's, like, the one-off comment that, like, gets ya, you know? You know when you get got by a YouTube comment? Yeah, sometimes we still get got. I'm working on that, though. Sometimes we still get got by a YouTube comment. Oh boy, this video is long, and we're not even that close to being done. Not even close at all to being done, actually. Shameful again. This is a disaster. This is like the old voiceovers I used to do where, like, because when you're talking for, like, 30 minutes about nothing, how do you just, like, talk for 30 minutes? let's talk about the build. That solves the problem. This is the dining room. It was the first room I furnished, and you'll see my style sort of change as the time goes on, because in this room I was kind of going for like wacky and fun, and the rest of the rooms ended up having more specific themes, whereas this one, it kind of just had like colorful as the theme, because there was like a bunch of different colors. There was a clock wall. That was kind of fun to do, to try and like fit all these clocks on one wall. I enjoyed that a lot. I also cut out a lot of things in this video, because when I first sped it up and then just like put it straight out, 600% is what I always speed it up to, and then just like had the video done, it was like 48 minutes long or something like that. And obviously I'm not going to upload a 48-minute long speed build, because that's ridiculous. I'm not, for more so the fact that I can't even talk for 48 minutes, and I didn't want to cut it into 2 parts and have like a 20-something minute part video. And so I ended up cutting out a lot of things like how I spent more time on those clocks than you'd like to know. I took a long time to sort of move them around and fix them and stuff, and so I had to cut out like all the bathrooms and anything that seemed unimportant, basically, because I mean realistically, like, what does the bathroom matter when you've got, you know, a shrine to clowns? What's more important, the clown shrine or the bathroom? Obviously the clown shrine. Glad we all have our Glad we all have our priorities straight, okay? Wait, I've got a funny story about recording stuff. Oh my god. The other day, I felt my life flash before my eyes, quite literally. I think it was my fixer-upper that I posted on Wednesday, but I was recording the voiceover, okay? It was like a pretty long one. Maybe it wasn't, I don't remember, but either way, I was recording the voiceover, recorded the whole thing, talked for like probably 20 minutes, you know? And then I went to go stop recording. I looked over, and my OBS wasn't even open, okay? And so at this point, I was like, oh my god, we peaked like idiot level. I am the dumbest idiot there's ever been. And then I realized, wait, there's no way that I really just like opened Premiere and started talking to myself. Like, surely there's no way I just opened Premiere and was like, hi everybody, it's Kayla, you know? And so I went searching, and then I found out that I had started recording for sure, but then it like crashed and stopped like around the 12-minute mark or something. And so my whole video was mostly still there. I only had to record like 5 minutes or so at the end. I just didn't notice that it crashed, because I was like watching the build back and not watching my OBS. But the few minutes even, where I thought that I had talked to myself for like a solid whatever 20 minutes without even realizing, I was really embarrassed. Like, that's really embarrassing, because you're literally just talking to yourself. Also, that hallway, that initial hallway, there's 19 wall lights in that room. 19 lights and counting, as some like to say. I shouldn't make jokes about those people. The Duggars are like kind of bad, aren't they? If you guys don't know who those people are, there was this show on TLC called 19 Kids and Counting, and it was this family. They had 19 children. Turns out the oldest one is like not good, and that's an understatement. So yikes. They canceled the show because of it. But anyway, they're fun to make fun of a little bit. I feel bad making fun of them, but also like they're kind of funny. And also, 19 children, that's kind of wild. Whoa, how? How does that even happen? Well, I know how it happens. Don't type anything about it. But that's unfathomable. They've got a small army in that house. Like, not even a small army. You've got a large army in that house. How have they done this? It's terrifying. And they're pretty religious. And so they're very picky about, like, dating rules for their children. For example, they aren't allowed to like hug, hold hands, kiss, anything before their wedding, which I don't mean to judge, but feels ever so slightly unreasonable to me. They also have to go on supervised dates, and only supervised dates. And I feel like at some point, like, you need to spend some alone time with the person you intend to marry, surely, right? But I mean, I don't mean to judge their courting rituals. Yikes. It reminds me of Girl Defined a lot, if you guys know who that YouTube channel is. Yeah. There's a really funny Cody Co video about them, but like everybody Ben knew about Girl Defined. If you don't know who they are, you should look them up. They're a little bit problematic too, but that's okay. They're funny. They don't mean to be funny, but they're funny. Ooh. Anyway, this is my Hall of Mirrors. I really enjoyed making this room. I really wish, it's times like this that you realize how infuriating it is that you can't lower mirrors on a wall. You can raise them up, but you can't lower them. It's the same way how you can, like, when you size down curtains, you can't lower curtains from, like, their existing lowest auto placement, but you can raise them up. And I don't understand that. Like, if we had the ability to lower mirrors, we can make so many cooler things. Because this wall could be, like, entirely filled, but because I can't lower them, they only are like halfway up the wall. It's really frustrating. I don't get how you can raise them up but not lower them down. Like Shirley, I keep saying Shirley. I don't know, Shirley Temple. I don't know anything about her. Is she problematic too? Probably not. Maybe. She's old, isn't she? Ooh. Anyway, if you can raise them up, because my point is that, like, I understand that there's some weird graphical glitches about moving the mirrors around because there's reflections in them and stuff, but, like, so you can't size them up because the reflection stays the same. I get that. I understand the sizing up and sizing down of mirrors. I don't understand why you can't lower them. Maybe one day they'll add that. I don't know. I'd like to hear some reasoning behind it. I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you, The Sims team. This is my chess room. I made it black and white striped and stuff. It's really dumb and very useless. My whole chat when I was streaming this were like, why do you have that room? What's the point of that room? And I was like, okay, you're questioning my black and white chess room, but not my clown shrine with 19 wall sconces in the room next door. I don't get it. What's the problem here? What's wrong with my chess room? I just wanted to use those chess lights because I've never used them before. Like, we've had them in the game since backyard stuff, and I've never used those chess lights, so I was really excited to give them a chance. Although, speaking of backyard stuff, I haven't played with backyard stuff much, because, I mean, I think it's kind of a fun addition now that we have seasons, especially because, like, back in the day, what's the point of having, like, a fun summery backyard pack if there isn't, like, a fun summertime? I mean, I guess Sims is an eternal fun summertime, but, like, I find backyard stuff to be a lot more appealing now that we have seasons because it's, like, you know, the snow's all melting, finally it's spring, we can put out our kiddie pools again, and then, like, the first day of summer you get a big party going on with your family, you know, you barbecue and play with water slides. Like, I just think that backyard stuff is a lot more appealing now that we have seasons. I mean, similar to a few other packs, for example, spooky day stuff. It's just spooky stuff, isn't it? I keep calling it spooky day stuff, which is dumb. Why do we have spooky stuff and then laundry day stuff? Shouldn't it just be laundry stuff? Maybe they had to make laundry seem more appealing by adding a day in there. But, like, who wants a whole day of laundry? I get they mean, like, laundry day isn't just, like, the day you do your laundry, but, like, I don't know. They're implying that it takes an entire day to do laundry in The Sims, and that can't be good. No one wants to spend an entire day. That's like The Sims 3. Takes an entire day to do laundry in The Sims. I think laundry is a lot better in The Sims 4 than The Sims 3. But, I mean, that's okay. This room with the rainbow stuff is the living room. And I had a lot of fun with this one. It was interesting, to say the least, trying to figure out the furnishing and how to do the walls. Because I wanted them to look good, obviously. Like, the color scheme and the color scheme. I don't think the color scheme looks good at all, but I wanted the wallpaper to match up well with the rainbow, and I wanted to use the god-awful puzzle flooring, and I wanted it to be really fun. This feels like kind of what you'd expect from a clown house, to be honest, but, like, surprise, the whole house is not like this. I really would rather not do that. Imagine if the whole house looked like this. That would be horrifying. The house as it is, I feel like, will legitimately give you a headache if you walk in. Like, if you enter this place, you're gonna die. I mean, for more than one reason. The clowns are gonna get you, and you're gonna, like, pass out because of sensory overload. It really can't be good at all. It's so much is going on in here. But I got to use a lot of things I never get to use in this build because, obviously in the build, but in this room in particular, because I've never ever gotten to seriously use that fish tank table, because what on earth is that fish tank table? Why do we have it? It's so dumb and so, it's kind of cool, but, like, when can you use it? I build a lot of houses. I've never built a house that I've put that fish tank table in unless it was, like, as a joke. And I guess this house is kind of a joke, but I finally got to use the fish tank table. Part of my reasoning behind this room was the chance that I could use the fish tank table, to be honest. I built this entire house just to use the fish tank table. And you think I'm kidding, and I mostly am, but also not entirely, because I just wanted fish, okay? Oh my god, I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on here. I'm losing my mind. I'm so tired. You guys don't understand. I mean, I'm sure you understand. Like, 3.5 hours of sleep is not a good thing. But I'm so tired. I didn't sleep much the night before either. My intention this weekend was to watch Queer Eye all day on one of the days of this weekend because I didn't have to, like, work much. But then I was really sick on Monday, and so my whole schedule got pushed back a day. And so now I was behind, so I had to work all day yesterday, and now I'm leaving my house today, so I haven't watched Queer Eye yet. And I just want to watch Queer Eye, and I haven't gotten a chance to because I don't have any free time, and I'm really upset. If you guys don't know what Queer Eye is, I talk about it all the time on stream, so I'm sorry if you, like, watch my other content and you're annoyed at my constant rambling about Queer Eye, but like, listen. This is one of those things where I recommend something to people that's already widely popular. They've heard about it a million times, and I sit here and I'm like, guys, Queer Eye, Queer Eye, Queer Eye, Hamilton, 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 Stardew Valley, and people are finally, okay, shut up, Kayla. Fine, I'll buy Stardew Valley and play it. And then they come back and they're like, wow, Kayla, I'm sorry that I doubted you. You were right. Stardew Valley is the greatest thing in the entire world. And then I'm like, yeah, I've been new, but thanks for listening finally. This is another one of those things, okay, where lilsimsie is going to talk about it a million times, and then finally you cave and listen to it, or watch it in this case. Queer Eye is a Netflix show, so if you've got Netflix, you can watch it. I was going to say it's free, but like, Netflix isn't free. But either way, like, the show itself is free and readily available to you, okay? And see, the way that it sounds, it doesn't sound that as impactful as it actually is. There's at least 5 gay guys that give makeovers to people. But it's not just makeovers, okay? It's more than a makeover. They change lives, okay? They like full on, they give them makeovers like fashion-wise, like health-wise. They talk about like their emotions. They renovate their space. And everything about Queer Eye is so wholesome and so good, and it's the most feel-good show ever. I mean, you're probably gonna cry, but like a good kind of cry, you know? It's a really good show. It's a really, really good show. I've seen the first 2 seasons. I binged them like a while ago, like last year, but then season 3 has come out now, and so I'm really excited to watch season 3, but I haven't had time yet because I've been so busy. The end of the semester approaching is not good, but I'm really glad that it's close. Like, we have less than a month left, I can't talk. We have less than a month left of my semester, and then I'm halfway done with college, sort of. If you can look at it that way if you want. My mom just called me. I have literally no idea what I was saying, but basically watch Queer Eye. It's a really good show, and that's all I had to say about that. You're welcome. I've blessed you on this day. This is one of those things where, like, I was the same way, because I don't really watch TV at all. Like, we've been new. I am so uncultured when it comes to these things. I don't really have time to watch TV much, or, to be honest, movies and stuff. So, like, people reference things, and I'm like, I literally don't know what you're saying, but I've heard about them millions of times. This is one of those things where, like, you've heard about it a million times. I can't even talk right now. You've heard about it a million times, but this is your turning point, okay? This is the time where you're like, all right, fine, I'll give it a chance. It's short. They're short seasons. They're really good. And then you'll get the memes on Twitter. You know, like, it's a win-win. By the way, follow me on Twitter, @lilsimsie. I haven't posted any Twitter memes. I haven't even watched Queer Eye yet. I mean, I've seen the first 2 seasons again, but like the 3rd season came out, and it's been out for like over a week, and I haven't had time to watch it yet. I downloaded all the episodes to watch on the plane when I was coming back last weekend, and I figured that I'd watch them on the plane, but then I ended up doing homework the whole time, because I have a research paper due pretty soon, and so I ended up working on that the whole time on the plane. Not the whole time, but like most of the time on the plane, so I wasn't going to watch the episodes that I downloaded on my phone. But I at least got a lot of my homework done on that plane journey. See, the issue with flying to the UK to visit people as often as I have to, I say have to, but like the plane ride is so long. Like the way there, at least it's overnight, so like you try and sleep. I don't really sleep on planes that well, but at least you can try. But the way back, it's like 9 hours of just during the day nothingness, which is kind of fun. Like, I love some good nothingness because I don't really get a chance to do that very often. And so it's kind of fun to just like sit there and listen to music and exist for a little bit, and also watch movies because like I never do. But I also never end up watching anything. And so this time I did homework. I bought Wi-Fi, and then I did my Spanish homework, and then I worked on my research paper for like many hours, which was a good use of my time, to be honest, because, like, I didn't need to do the research paper yet at that point. Like, I don't have anything due for the research paper for, like, 10 days still, and I'm already, like, mostly done with it, and I only have an outline due in, like, 10 days, and I'm just almost done with the whole paper, so, like, that's good. Shout out that plane ride. I've worked on it a lot this week, too, to be fair, but it's gonna be good when that's over. You know when you have, like, that one thing, that, like, one big boy thing that you're, like, really stressed about for, like, an entire semester, and then when you finally get close to it being over with, it's, like, the most giant relief because it's just, like, done and gone. That's what I'm getting to right now because, like, the rest of my classes are, like, aside from the paper, I don't really have any, like, big assignments due this semester. Although I did have another one. I had, like, a presentation thing for one of my other classes, but I did most of the work for that, too, on the plane. Because that was so easy. This was a really dumb assignment. Okay, I'm going to make fun of the teacher for a second. This isn't an intro class, though, so it, I guess, makes sense. But in my Western Civilization 2 class, the final project, he wanted us to, like, inspired by the Epcot like golf ball thing, which you might have seen. Inside of that is this ride where it kind of like takes you through time and like shows you history stuff. It's kind of cool. There's like animatronic things in there, and it's interesting, and it shows you history, and it goes like around in order of time and stuff like that. And the assignment was to make like a new scene for that, like using things you've learned in this Western Civ class, which is like the history of Europe. The second half like hits, so like coming from like 1700 to now in Europe, basically. And so it was kind of a fun assignment, but like it wasn't difficult in the sense that it didn't really require any research, and it didn't need to be sourced at all. So I kind of just like winged it, and I was like, the French Revolution. And then he wanted us to write about like a very specific scene, and then he was like, describe, I don't know, this part, describe like the sounds and the smells and the characters, and write some dialogue. And so like it wasn't like an easy thing, I guess, but it didn't require any sources. And as long as you know a topic like decently well enough, you can just make it up. And it's a scene. So he was like, there's some creative liberty here with some things, because it's supposed to be like, you know, for viewing purposes. And so like it was a really easy assignment, and I did it on the plane. And I don't know why I'm telling you so much detail about this, because you don't care. But it's done. My final project isn't due for like, that's not due until the 29th of April, and I already submitted it. So like feeling good about that. It took me like probably an hour and a half, which, you know, as far as like final projects go, I feel like that's a little bit weak, to be honest, but like that's okay. I think I did well. I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you posted. Like next month, I'll come back and I'll be like, guys, remember that project I told you about that one time that no one cared about? Yeah, well, big news. You still don't care about this at all, and I'm still going. I don't know why. The thing is, I don't have much to talk about. I don't leave my house ever. The most I do in a day, like I just sit here, I make a video, I stream, and then I do my homework, okay? So all I have to talk about in my videos is my stream and my homework, but I feel like you don't care about either of these things at all, and that's reasonable. But you should follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/lilsimsie, and I'm just gonna keep talking about homework until the summer happens. So that's soonish. We're getting somewhere, kind of, with that. I mean, it's like a month away. The end of the semester is always so stressful. It's fine. Everything's fine. It could be a lot worse, but, you know, I could also have a lot more time. This summer is going to be good. And I'm leaving for TwitchCon Europe soon, which is really exciting. In a couple weeks, I'm going to Berlin for TwitchCon Europe, which is really exciting because I've never been to Germany, obviously, and I love TwitchCon. It's my favorite convention, like, ever. And so if you're going to be around TwitchCon, I don't know how many of you guys are going to TwitchCon EU this year, but I'm going to be there. It's the first TwitchCon that's happening in Europe, and I'm going. I'm so excited to see my friends, and I'm really excited to go to TwitchCon because, like I said, one of my favorite conventions, like, ever is TwitchCon. I don't know what's so good about it, but, like, everything about it is fantastic, and I really can't wait to go. So if you're going to be around, let me know. I'll be there. It'll be super fun. But on that note, I swear I'm going to cut off right here. This is Goth Clown's room, by the way. I failed to mention that. The teenage son, he wears this, like, mime costume, and his name is Goth Clown, and he likes dark and spooky, scary things. And this is his bedroom in the basement. I liked the juxtaposition of that super crazy, like, bright rainbow wallpaper next to his bedroom. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed that. I was pretty proud of myself with that one, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, on that note, I swear I'm gonna go. Again, this goes on the gallery if you want to play in it, or whatever you want to do with it. I don't know if you want to play in this house. But the Sims that live here and the build are on the gallery. You can also check out the Sim cast. I'll link it down below. And anyway, I swear I'll leave. Oh my god. Make sure to leave a like and comment and subscribe and do all those fun YouTube things. And in case you guys didn't know, I post new videos every single day. And so I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Considering the fact that I've always been like kind of scared of clowns, why on earth have I done this? Like, why did I make this of all builds? However, I think I'm not that scared anymore, so maybe this is a good thing.